Hey, what's up, OV Tribe? So the wife and kid took off for the night. They're headed out of town, and so I'm sitting there at the office looking at how great the weather is, and I'm just wishing I was out hiking. So I'm gonna go hiking tonight. So in this vlog, I'm actually gonna talk a little bit about future of the company, some of the things that go through my head as the owner, and where I see us going in the future. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about that as when I'm on the trail, as I'm setting up camp and doing some of that. So before I go hit the trail, I just wanna cover what I'm gonna throw into my pack. I literally grabbed this stuff in like 20, 30 minutes at my house just because I wanted to get on the trail as soon as possible and make it as far up it as I can. Let me just walk over what I'm gonna be using. So this is actually everything I'm gonna be taking. Over here, I've got a brand new Rhyolite 60-liter pack. I've got some trekking poles and a bungee cord. I'm gonna be using that for setting up some tarps and some different configurations and testing out a few things. All of this is camera equipment because I plan on doing some shooting of different things while I'm there. Hopefully I'll be taking film of our hammock and also our tarps. That's why I'm bringing all of that camera equipment right there. As far as the sleep system, which is probably the thing you guys are most excited about, I've got the Airy 20, and as you all know, that's about a 2-pound, 6-ounce bag, I believe. And then I have got a 4-sided 20 denier sil poly tarp that we are going to be selling soon. Then I've got our hammock, and this has all of the suspension and everything inside of this little pack. This is something I've just been working on and had a vision for a while. A little over 2 pounds, 1 pound, under a pound. My whole sleep system is just barely over 4 pounds. Again, barely over 4 pounds for my shelter, my sleep system, everything. So super excited about that. Over here, I've just got a vest, a few extra clothes for tomorrow. And one thing I did have here, that's a beanie. It is pretty important you have a beanie when you are using an Airy, just because your head is exposed. It's not a mummy style. Down here, I've got some food and water. I'm taking 3 liters of water. This is my cook system, which I'm gonna be actually cooking a little bit different than usual. I'm actually gonna be cooking in a Ziploc bag. This is my food right here. I'll take it out of the packaging, put it back in the Ziploc, add water, and I'm gonna drop that Ziploc straight into here and steam the food with something called a pack steam, which is a project that we're working on that we're pretty excited about. This is just extra food. Here's some breakfast and snacks, just granola, super simple. These are fire starters. I like to take those when I go out, just so that I can always have a really quick and easy way to start a fire, because sometimes it's not as easy as you would hope. Serious situations, that could be a problem. So I always like to have a really easy way to start a fire, but obviously I still try to stay practiced on how to start a fire without anything like that. So anyways, that's my pack for tonight. Again, I threw this together. I'm sure I forgot things, but this is what we're gonna roll with tonight. We're gonna go hit the trail and have an adventure. One of the easiest ways to put on your pack and make sure it's adjusted right for you is to get everything nice and loose. Put the pack on. Once it's on, you start at the bottom and work your way up. So very first thing I'm gonna do is get that hip belt right where I want it, across the center bone of that hip. Tighten that down. You can see my shoulder straps are quite loose now. So I'm gonna snug those down to where they're comfortable, and so there's no gap on the top of my shoulder. You can tell that's pretty good. Before I do my chest strap though, I'm gonna take my load lifter straps and pull them down, and that's gonna snug the backpack against the top of my back so that it doesn't pull me over backwards. Last, I'm gonna throw that chest strap on, adjust it up for my height, and we're ready to go. So I've climbed up a couple 100 feet from the truck, up a bunch of switchbacks. This is kind of what we're looking at. It's definitely pretty in its own way. Some people might call it a desert, but it's kind of what we grew up with here in Utah. A lot of you guys follow along and see a lot of the products we've been releasing this spring and see some of the ones that are up and coming. You'll see later today the hammock and tarp and a few things that are coming. But I've been thinking a lot about a bigger purpose for Outdoor Vitals. Obviously, we have a purpose, and that's to open the outdoors to everyone, to help everyone enjoy the outdoors more with quality gear. But there's more to quality gear than just making it affordable. And I hope that the message that we can soon get across is that we also want our gear to last. By buying cheaper equipment and having it wear out quicker, we actually are we're just creating double the pollution every time we do that. Double the pollution or double the amount of items that are going into our landfills. And so at Outdoor Vitals, one of our goals going forward especially is to continue to push the quality of our materials so that our customers don't have to rebuy sleeping bags so that they can have a sleeping bag that might last them a lifetime. We want to work on creating some more tutorials on how to repair items. And by doing that, by taking care of our items, we can definitely help the world avoid pollutions and avoid chemicals and avoid all sorts of things that are definitely not in the limelight, especially here in America, where we're not seeing a lot of the production, or we're not seeing how things are sourced and things like that. And like I said, we're definitely working on continuing this. We have started to source responsibly sourced down that is certified. We believe our down was responsibly sourced before this. However, coming in the summer, we're gonna have responsibly sourced down. I'm also gonna be looking pretty hard at sourcing recycled polyesters and recycled things that can be reused and not destroy our earth as much. So that's what we can do as a company, is focus on the sourcing of all of our products, as well as making products that are gonna last a lifetime. Those are definitely some goals in the forefront of my mind in how we can make an even bigger impact. So some of you guys might hear those comments and think, dang, Outdoor Vitals used to be affordable, but they're gonna trend to be unaffordable. And that's not true either. As a part of growing this business, it's always been important to me to make things affordable, to open the outdoors, and for those entry-level people to be able to afford quality gear that they can enjoy the outdoors with. What we're going to continue to do is have our entry-level product line and then our premium level product line. Also, because we are a direct-to-consumer business that's alive in a more digital age, we're able to be more efficient. We're able to cut out some extra costs that other companies maybe couldn't in the past. But what I'm saying is I want to take those extra margins that we might have because of our business model and because we're in a digital age where we can automate more and use those for good, not just use those for extra profit. Also, I hope to also kind of express in this video that a lot of people blame other countries for the pollution that's happening. They blame other countries for the chemicals that are being sprayed and for all of those terrible things that are happening in other parts of the world. But what you don't think about is America is the #1 consumer in the world. Doesn't matter if it's made in Indonesia or the Philippines or China or Bangladesh, wherever it's made, a lot, if not the most, of those exports that are coming out of those countries are coming straight to America. So by not doing your homework, a lot of times you're actually creating the problems, because without that demand, they wouldn't be doing that pollution. So I think it's a noble cause that if we do have a little bit extra, that we do purchase through companies that are creating a high amount of value and also giving back to others. People don't realize how much of an effect they can have just by where they're spending their dollar. I read once in a book that you vote every single day what you care about through the dollars that you spend. So if you spend your dollars in a fast food store, you're voting for more fast food restaurants to be created. If you're spending your dollar in a location where the quality is really, really poor, you're voting to have more and more companies produce poor quality goods. But wherever you spend your dollars is exactly what you're voting for and what you're hoping to create more of in this world. I hope that you'll continue to join with us in creating more value, in creating better products, and helping more people enjoy the outdoors and make those memories. And the side effect, the small side effect that we can do is have a bigger impact on the world. So that really kind of begs the question in the next answer, which is, does Outdoor Vitals do all this if they preach all this? And the honest answer is no. There's a lot of things that we could do better. There's a lot of things that I want to do better. But the biggest thing is we are trying to do better. Starting this company at 23 years old, I didn't have maybe some of the knowledge that I do now. I was very fortunate that I was able to travel abroad at a younger age, and I was able to get a good education, and I educate myself a lot. But the bottom line is some of the stuff just wasn't really on my radar. It wasn't as important. It was more important that I got the business started. And now it's getting more and more important that we do more with the business than just turn a profit. Honestly, there's a lot of things that we're gonna be focusing on to create more sustainable products. And this year, like we've already pledged, we're going to be giving back 1%. That's a start as well. But in the past, have I always bought higher quality things that aren't gonna need to get replaced as much? No, the answer is no. But I am going to start to now. And the company is going to start working on creating more and more high quality products so you don't have to replace them. And it's going to start working on sustainability, and it's going to focus on how we can use that 1% that we are giving back to those in need, and do so in the best possible manner. But all in all, we haven't done a perfect job to this point, but we plan to continue to improve. And I wanted to just explain that to you so that you know that when you do purchase through us, or you share a link, or you talk to a friend about Outdoor Vitals, you are helping us in creating more sustainable product. You are helping us to change the world by supporting Outdoor Vitals right now. We may not be perfect right now, but we are striving for an improvement. All in all, anything that you are doing to help us is funding that and is helping us go forward. Now I better get up to camp and figure out where I'm gonna stay. The sun is now behind a deep dark cloud, so let's hurry and scramble up to camp. All right, we're gonna see how long it takes me to set up this hammock, tarp, and my airy pod system. I haven't set this up yet, so it's gonna take me a little bit longer because I gotta attach the straps, but here we go. So again, here's my setup. I'm just looking down here at the city lights, and I am about to start some dinner. I've put up this corner of the tarp. Our tarps do have a little slit right here to make it nice and easy for a trekking pole to go inside of it. And again, I'm actually going to be cooking my meal right inside this Ziploc, so it stays really clean and works really well. So go ahead and get cracking on this. So we got some rice right here, some instant Knorr rice. Just gonna dump that into this Ziploc. Put it down in here, get this started. And then I've got some pre-cooked chicken in a bag. And I'm gonna wait and add water first to my rice. So you're supposed to add 2 cups of water. And then we're gonna add the chicken. So now we just tuck that down inside. Leave a little bit of air gap on it. And we let that cook to a boil. In the meantime, this is cooked chicken, so I'm gonna have a bit of it. And get some water for my dog. Had my dinner, which worked out really well. No mess or anything like that. I've hunkered down my tarp a little bit more, and we are all cozied in for the night pretty much. Just got a few things I'm gonna put away, and the wind is picking up. It actually looks like it's gonna get a little bit colder than I was expecting, but yeah, for a just a little over 4-pound setup. Here's the mummy pod. I've got my tarp. I may drop this corner here before I officially call it a night, but I'm quite cozy with a pretty cool view. Hopefully the rest of the night goes as well as everything has gone so far. Well, another good night in the hammock, and now it's time for breakfast in the hammock. So today again, I'm going to be using Ziploc. Put that in there instead of just dumping it right in my pot. And then down in here, I've got a little grate that we call a pack steam, and we're gonna steam it, and that way we don't have to scrub out the pot or do anything like that. So I'll show you what it looks like when I get started. All right, so I've dropped the oatmeal in here and I've added some water, and then what I've done is I've taken this pot and I've filled water up just above that little grate in there. It's going to keep the bottom of the bag from burning. We plop it on there, get some flame going, and now we take this, put it right inside this pot. Now I leave a little bit of it open right here, but other than that, we just tuck it down in here and put the lid on it. Now we let it go to a boil, and we should have cooked oatmeal with no mess. Well, tribe, I made it back to the truck, got back down here. So the hike ended up being about 1.5 miles, but 1,200 feet of climbing. So quite a bit of altitude for just a couple hours. But I hope, if nothing else, this inspires you to get out there and make stuff happen. Even if you only have, you know, one night in the morning, go explore around your home. Make something happen and get outdoors. It's definitely a lot of fun being out and about, and I'm glad that I did it. So anyways, go make it happen, guys. Again, leave your comments below. Let me know what type of content you'd like to see in the future and your thoughts on any of the things that I talked about in this vlog. Thanks.